Hello, my name is Mia and welcome to an Everything I Crocheted in 2022. Bearing in mind this is uploaded in April 2023, but I can't help but think better late than never. This is everything I've crocheted from a beginner up until now. I've progressed so much in the last 4 months of 2023. I look back at this video that you're about to watch and I'm like, I can't believe I was proud of that because I've come so far almost. So I'll be making more videos showing my progress, etc. If you're interested, let me know, leave a comment, leave a like, follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I would recommend you put this on in the background as like a podcast because it is very long. Obviously, you can probably see. I think has a nice audio, I hope it's nice anyway. It can also sound like a podcast in that sense because it has nice audio. This has dust on it. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. Hi guys, today I'm making a YouTube video. I haven't made a YouTube video and actually posted it since I was maybe 15. But we're trying again today with an everything I've ever crocheted in my first year of crocheting. So I've made all of this stuff starting January of 2022 up until now, and there's quite a lot of it. There's quite a lot of it. There's a lot. I'm like surrounded by it, and I didn't realise how much I'd crocheted. I'd be surprised though, because it's all I've done for this entire year. However, let's just get started. I don't know. I haven't done this in a while. So we're going to start with the very first thing I crocheted, which I actually don't think is here. It was my very first cat beanie project that I made. The reason I started crocheting was to make a cat beanie because I am influenced. I'm so easily influenced. But it was just a basic bog standard cat beanie and it wasn't very good. I didn't know how to double crochet. I didn't sew it together properly. I used a really big hook so it had big gaps in it. It wasn't very good. The first time I wore it was on the way to the train station. I was walking through and there was one guy standing there, just one guy, and he looked up and laughed at me, so my confidence was kind of murdered at that moment. I didn't wear it ever again, except for my house. But next up, I thought I'm gonna try again because I knew my cat beanie that I made the first time wasn't that good. So, okay, just paranoid that I was not recording anymore. This cat beanie, and I actually put clips in my hair for this video, but it actually makes no sense given that the majority of things that I've made are hats. Slayed. Not really. I think there's a massive hole. There it is. This cat beanie was to match the colours of my cat. I thought that was such a good idea. And it kind of is. I kind of want to remake this, but good, because I do really like the colours. It's just the fact that it has a massive hole at the top. It's just kind of mad to see how far I've come, but anyway. Madness, love. What did I make next? This is what I made next. It's just an ear warmer. I found this yarn and I was literally obsessed with it. I've never actually worn this out the house or ever, but it just keeps your ears warm. These kind of things don't really suit me though. I do look like a boiled egg. You can see my stitching together is really bad, but it's great practice if you're a beginner. I think this is just double crochet, the width of my head, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows. So yeah. Unfortunately, this yarn is discontinued though, which is really sad, I think. Really sad. One of the things I made as well was this snood, which I'm not going to put on because I don't think it fits over my head correctly. It doesn't really make sense to have this as a snood thingy because it's all acrylic yarn and obviously that's going to be very itchy. Okay, next up, I was making another cat beanie. This one, I was experimenting with a different size hook, as you can kind of see, because I started off with a 10mm and then I was like, I don't want that to be really gappy like my first one. So then I carried on with a 6mm and it's really small. It does not fit. I think I wore this one once or twice, but it's just not very good. I was really happy with the ears and how they turned out, but the rest I was just like, why is it? Because it's obviously like this and it doesn't fit me right. And I also got comments on this while I was out in public. So why do the cats want my attention now? It's because I've got all this yarn out. Oh my god, here's my first cat hat. Yeah, it's not very good. I've done better. Next I tried to make this, I tried to make a shrug, but a really open, loose, cropped shrug. And then this yarn got discontinued. I think it's Mariner brand, so thank you Mariner. Got a bone to pick with you because I love this yarn, it's so stunning. I've had other people ask me where it's from as well, and it's just well, it's from Shaw's and it's discontinued, sorry about that. I'm just as upset as you are. And this is the first piece of clothing I ever even tried to do, and the fact that I just stopped in my tracks is kind of sad, to be honest. In this pile, I think what's next is this lamb hat that I made for college. Oh my god, it's so much bigger than I remember. I made this lamb hat and something went wrong with it because I made this hat before it, this strawberry hat, so cute, and it turned out basically perfectly. But this one I think I increased wrong. I think I did one too many rows at the top and it just failed, but I like to revisit this lamia thing because I do think it's really cute and it really goes on my brand. So Definitely want to revisit it, but unfortunately this hat did discourage me from ever doing it ever again, because I didn't get a satisfying result the first time, so I just kind of gave up. Stopped in my tracks, but I made both of these for college for my exhibition so I could have some crochet stuff. I also made this balaclava, which I never finished because I made the bottom too wide. I think this had potential. It's just the bottom part, like, it's just way too big because I feel like I know better than the YouTube tutorial, when obviously I don't, because I'm a beginner. I love this yarn though. I love colour changing yarn. I'm literally obsessed with colour changing yarn. Love it. I've been telling myself I'm going to revisit this, but I just haven't. But I would really like to, because it's like it's not badly done. Up until the collar, it's actually quite good, especially considering I was a beginner when I made it. Around this time as well, I made this hat. It's my first chunky beanie hat. I hated how it turns out because it looks like this, and I was just very upset with this result. Like, it's just not good at all. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what the hell? Yeah, it's also bunched up really weird at the top because the yarn is chunky. I didn't do any single crochets, I don't think. I thought this was going to be banging, and it just was not. This yarn was gifted to me as well by a friend, so thank you very much, Belle, for that. I'm just sorry the project turned out so shit. This was also going to be for my exhibition, but unfortunately, it turned out terribly. It could be cute if you're going for a really over-exaggerated ruffle look, but I wasn't, at all. So I did the ruffles once and I didn't like them, so I undid them and did it again, and it's just not the one, it's just not the move at all. It just looks really silly and not in a good, I don't know, maybe this would like suit more on a runway kind of thing, because it's just that over-exaggerated. Not to say that it's that good, it's just that over-exaggerated. I feel like that's more of the style it is. All of this yarn here and everything I've shown you is, all the yarn is from Shaw's direct. This again I made for my college project, and it's like a bodice bra without the cups kind of situation. Bodice, I don't know. My tutor described it as like a German barmaid kind of thing, and I'm like, fair enough. I just really wanted something quirky and cute that I could wear for my exhibition, but I didn't have much time. So I ended up just doing this and I wore it. And to be honest, I'm happy with how it looks. I just think it's like, you can kind of wear anything when you're an artist and say I like it because it's different and quirky. And yeah, I was just in that environment where I was like, I just didn't really care that much. I was like, if it's ugly, whatever, it's my vision. Hello. Like, I wasn't happy with it when I wasn't like buzzing with it. But to be honest, I just think it's weird. I think it's different, and it holds a special place in my heart because I was really happy at that exhibition. It was very validating for me. So this has a lot of nice memories. I just emptied out a Tesco bag full of more stuff. So let's get cracking. This is all my summer crochet stuff. I don't get as excited for summer stuff as I do for winter stuff because I just don't tend to wear yarn things in the summer. It's just not something I thought I would do or ever really wanted to do. But I thought I'd give it a go anyway. I always wanted to try wearing a bralette and stuff like that I crocheted or other people had crocheted. So we're going to start off with the bralettes that I did in the summer. So first of all, I started with a nice... Oh, actually no. So first of all, I started off with a really simple bralette pattern. I wanted to practice first because I didn't want to make a half-assed stuff with yarn that is expensive or good quality. In reality, I should have just done it with good quality yarn because I've spent a lot of time on this. This is the first bralette I made. I made it with the Shaw's just basic acrylic yarn. I love the colour. Unfortunately, the quality of the yarn really downgrades the final product. If this was done with like smooth touch yarn from there or like anything else, like literally anything else, it would look a lot better. And to be honest, I would probably wear this. But I don't because I just think it's crap quality, and also because when you actually have big boobs, bralettes are just not really comfortable at all. Also didn't do like a closure at the back. I just kind of was like, oh, I'll just put it over my head, which isn't really that ideal. Bit unfortunate. It helped me practice with the cups and stuff like that, so I guess that was, worth it. And also, you know what made me mad? This took me a long time, and all these other girlies were like, oh, this is like a 1 hour plus like a 2 hour project. Bitch. Wrong. If you have bigger boobs or are just bigger in general, don't believe that. It's not true. It's not true. Then I was scrolling through TikTok one day and I saw this bralette for bigger busts pattern. I thought, oh my god, the universe, it's just working for me. This is exactly what I need right now. Not to say that I have the biggest bazongas in the world, but I don't have small boobs. So anyway, I feel like I need to clarify that. This is what I made. I got a bit confused while I was making this pattern, and I did some stuff because my body's a bit quirky. So I kind of did I did the cups as an XL, I think. I did the bust as a large. So I kind of switched it up, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have just done it all for one size or something. But this is how it turns out. It literally does not fit me at all. At all. I didn't do a drawstring back either. This part in the middle is something that I would really recommend for my bigger busted girlies, like just a triangle. This really worked out in the end. Like, I think that's a good idea because it's what actual bras have. But the neck and stuff, it just doesn't fit, and it's a shame, but whatever. We live and we learn. This is with the Shaw's Smooth Touch acrylic. Next up, I took what I learned from both of these and I made these bralettes, and I'm actually so pleased with how these turned out. I actually never ended up wearing them because I finished them in like August time, so I was a bit late to the game. But I made this. It has nice little scalloped edging around the corners. I love the green and the white together. This is Smooth Touch acrylic from Shaw's again. I love these. I love how full coverage it is. It's more like a top rather than a bra, which I much prefer. The only thing I would change is this, because it puts a lot of strain on my neck, because it's a tie at the back. I didn't know how to do it without that. I've seen Made in the Moment do something with like a tie at the back that doesn't put as much strain on your neck, so I would really like to try that. Drawstring at the back, which again is a really nice touch. I just think it looks really elegant when it's on, because you can do it in a little bow. It also kind of cinches, so it looks purposeful, like it's cinched. I just think it looks quite nice. But yeah, this is again like such a beginner project for me. I'd never made clothing before these bralettes, but I'm happy with how they turned out. I haven't actually worn them yet, but I do think they're cute. I also made one in purple. I made these both on my holiday in France, I believe. I think I made some at home, some there. Didn't actually end up wearing it on the holiday. But yeah, those two are the same patterns. Happy with how they turned out overall. Next, this is one of the favourite pieces of clothing I've ever done, but despite that, it is full of mistakes, full of things that I would change, but regardless, I'm still really pleased with it. I started this on my way back from France. I did a lot of it on the ferry on the way home. It's using this fishnet stitch, which I just love. I just think it's so cute. The sleeves are kind of bell sleeves. That was an accident because I realised at the top how I kind of measured around here and just kind of called it a day and carried on. Wouldn't recommend, don't do that. I should clarify that I mean don't measure using the yarn, measure using a measuring tape. And the reason they're bell sleeves is because I made them really tight at the top while measuring around my arm, and then I made them bigger as I went along. But then I realised it would look weird the opposite way around. It was really tight around here, which I literally hate with every item of clothing ever. So I was quite disappointed, but I also didn't want to undo it and start again, so I just carried on. I can wear it. I have worn it, but I don't think I will again in a hurry because of the size here as well. It looks weird with my boobs. However, 10 out of 10 would make another one. I do want to make another one in white, just a bit baggier so it looks better with my body type and stuff. I don't think the tight one looks that good on me. What I did was I like 4 rectangles kind of thing. Wouldn't recommend that for a neckline because it can kind of like slice you up. So I don't know why I just didn't do that. But you can do the rectangle with 2 squares on top, and that will just cover the part of your shoulders and give you some room to breathe. I wish I did that, but obviously you live and you learn. I don't think it's too bad for a first piece of clothing. I did wear it, it's comfortable. I used a Smooth Touch again. I wouldn't do a piece of clothing using normal acrylic because I just worry that it'll be itchy, but it's also been washed, and to be fair, it's fared pretty well. All the loose ends are my own fault. So yeah. Next up, I made this bucket hat. My mum went to Hobbycraft with my brother to get stuff for his hobby. And she brought me this yarn home. What a queen. What a sweetie pie. She bought me 150 grams and I thought, what can I make with that? I'll make this hat. I don't even wear bucket hats, so I don't know what I was thinking there. I don't think hats suit me. But I do think this hat is cute. I might sell it, so if you're interested, let me know. I'll happily sell it to you. Next up, I bought some yarn from Hobie. My first Hobie yarn purchase. I was pleased. This is cotton yarn. I don't know what I was really doing with the colours because it's not really my palette, like at all. I could have sworn I made 2 panels of this. No idea. I think I only bought 150 grams, which it just isn't enough for a shrug like this. I also did the panel a bit too big, or too long. I don't know what I was doing. In the next, like, if I ever make a shrug again, I'm doing it like I'm doing the neckline and then I'm crocheting down so I have the top all in one, if that makes sense. I never finished this because I think the yarn is out of stock now, so might undo it and do something else. I probably won't. Let's be real. Let's be real. Oh! I bought this from, oh, that's where that hook went. Good to know. I bought some, I think this is mercerised cotton from Wool Warehouse. I didn't know what mercerised cotton meant at that time. I just bought cotton and I bought it. The yarn is like 8x4, 3-ply yarn. It's proper skinny. I started making a bralette with this. I think I did 2. One ended up like the white bralette and one ended up like the other bralettes. Because I wasn't following a written pattern, I was just going off memory, which is never good, especially for me because I'm really quite stupid. Which I don't like saying that about myself, but it's true at the end of the day. So yeah, the yarn doesn't feel that soft. It feels quite scratchy. I'm sure it would be nice to wear because there's no fraying at all. And the stitches do look beautiful, but it took me ages. It took me absolutely ages because it's so skinny. So skinny. Oh, I remember now. I wanted to do a granny square band because I thought that'd be so cute, and I do still think that's cute. May have to revisit this yarn. This is kind of going into September, August time. I thought I really desperately want to make a piece of clothing. I want to make one of those really open knit, open crochet, open stitch pieces of clothing. I really wanted to make something open, and this is a work in progress. It's not finished yet. I've just been so caught up with Have and Haylog and crocheting stuff for other people, which is a bit upsetting sometimes because I just really want to make something for myself. I do love it so far. My style is getting very like goth girl for some reason. I dress like a literal toddler in the summer, like dungaree shorts, like every colour under the sun, literally like a toddler in the summer months, and then the minute it gets to winter I'm like goth girl, emo girly pop black. Don't know what that's about. Anyway, this is cute. No, I love her. Like, I can't wait to finish it. I was going to try and finish it last night actually, but I just never got around to it. I only stopped because I ran out of this Smooth Touch black acrylic, which shawls don't sell. I got this from a very local yarn store, which I didn't know existed until I bought this black yarn, and I was ecstatic. And there they have ice yarns, they have Hobie yarns, they have just every good quality yarn, expensive yarn under the sun. Full ply black yarn with this grey chunky yarn. I think it's just chunky, not super chunky. I reckon if I just like worked for a day I'd easily finish this, but I want to make this full length as well, not just keep it as a shrug, although I might, but I do want to have it full length. I think that would be better off because it is quite warm as well. Like, despite the fact that it is very open, when I'm inside it does keep me nice and warm. So yeah, I really want to finish that. That was a very long tangent. You can so see, like, this is the summer me, this is winter, like. Okay, so next up, this is where I really start crocheting for Have and Haylog. Really start crocheting. I'm developing patterns. I'm developing ideas. I'm literally trying my very, very best to do everything super fast and putting loads of pressure on myself to do loads of crochet. To be honest, it worked. I've done loads. Like, a lot of like the stuff I even made, it isn't here because I've sold it all. So thank you so much. So incredibly grateful, by the way, for anyone who's bought anything off me. Like, it literally means the world. This is the first hat I made. I was using the same pattern and kind of idea that I was using for the first cat beanies I made, which was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Should have just looked up a pattern straight away, but instead I made 3 cat beanies without a pattern, and they all turned out horribly. With this one, I just did a starting chain around my head and just, I think it was double crocheted, either that or half double, up until I thought it was ready, and I put it on my head and it looked horrible. Horrible. This is Hobie yarn as well, so I was gutted. I was like, this is really good quality yarn. And I could try undoing it, but I just don't know if I can face it. I tried to undo this one and it just didn't work. This one was too big. To be honest, upon reflection, I actually really hate these colours together. I like a lighter grey with a black. This is the next one I did, inspired by one on Pinterest, but accidentally. I just wanted to make one with like a little bottom ribbing. That sounds... Anyway, didn't use a pattern for this one either. I just winged it, which was again really stupid, and I was so stressed making these because I was like, I have to have a store drop like right now, completely rushing myself, forgetting that actually good things take time. Those are the first 3 cat beanies I made, and I was starting to feel really discouraged. I was like, what am I even doing crocheting this? Like, I can't even crochet properly. Well, I watched a bunch of cat beanie tutorials because there's loads out there. I looked for a bunch of patterns and I thought, okay, I'm going to do it this way. because I also just looked at what I preferred. I didn't like the stripes going across. I much preferred the look of the cat beanies when they were being crocheted upwards. I just didn't know how to do that, so I didn't do it the first few times. But it's actually a lot more effective and easy to tell how big it's going to be when you do it that way. So this is what I did. I do wear this one. This is just like my one, not one that I have for sale. Okay, so next up we have more cat beanies I've done for the shop. This is one I literally finished last night. Very cute. She has a longer thing here. Got a set pattern now, so they all turn out basically exactly the same. This is actually the first striped cat beanie I made while I was pattern testing. Why can't I say that? So it's got these things here, because what I didn't realise at the time was that when I'm doing striped ones, I need to add an extra stripe on each side to make it like even. I just wear this for myself. This is mine. I haven't sold this one. I wear this a lot. This is one that is on my website right now if you want to have a look, if you want to buy it. I really like this one. I don't get why it hasn't sold. So if you want it, it's on my website, www.havan-halog.myshopify.com, if you want to buy it. So as you can see, the stripe is nice and even. I then made this hat because I was like, I'm not crocheting anything for myself. It's making me sad. I made this. This is a pattern by realm.designs. We'll put the link in the description if I remember. If I haven't got the link in the description, someone comment and be like, the link isn't in the description, so I can put it in the description. But yeah, this was really cute. Quite challenging, but it was really cute. I started designing some stuff because I wanted more unique things on my shop. Because everyone's seen a cat beanie before. I wanted something that I had made. So I don't know where this inspiration came from. I've seen a few things that are similar, so I took it from a lot of different things. Yeah, okay, so the original looks like this. It's a bear ear warmer. This is the very first one that I made. A lot of the first things I make are really bad because I just kind of make things and I'm like, right, how would I make this differently now that it's finished? I mean, it serves its purpose. It warms my ears. It's just ugly. Like, the ears are really big. It's also super wide. This is like, I don't like this string. It looks ugly. So it's not very aesthetic. There's a lot of things that could be changed about it. So from that, I think I then made this one. It fits a lot more snug around the head. It just looks a lot cleaner. So from that, I then finalised the pattern. These are the ones that I'm selling right now. They're on my shop. I've only got brown ones left, I think, so thank you to everyone who's bought some. They're great for like walking the dog, going to the beach and stuff where your hair's going to flap around loads. Do properly warm your ears. They do work. Because this is blanket yarn as well, so they're completely non-itchy. I'm starting to tell you it now, sorry. I've made loads of these. I've probably made 15 of these in different colours and stuff. I had some in cream and I had some with this yarn. This was just a little one I made for fun. I want to make some of these with the bear ears because I think that would be really cute. It's getting quite precarious now. I also tried to make a lamb ear warmer, but I'm not too pleased with the ears. Not sure. But I did revisit the lamb ears in the end. I think maybe they're just a bit too big or a bit too, like, they're not very... I don't know why I didn't like this. Because now I look at it and I think it's okay, but I don't know. In October, November, I was doing a lot of art fairs and I was doing them around my local area, and my local area is not a city, it's just a little village, a little town, mainly residing of old people and druggies, dare I say it. That is what my town is basically consisting of. So I was doing a lot of these fairs and I was making zero money. It was a complete waste of time. I was like exhausting myself all week with my part-time job and Havan-Halog, and then I was going to these fairs on the Saturdays. I even booked them off from my part-time job because I usually work Saturdays, and I was doing all these fairs and I was making no money because, number one, the fairs were not very good. They weren't very well thought out. Because there was 0 footfall in a lot of them. There was just nobody coming in and out of the venue, and there was like up to 40 stalls here with no one coming through, and I was just sitting there thinking, what the hell am I doing here? Every single time. But I kept persevering. I did one in the town where I live, thinking this is going to be a good one because a lot of people go through the town. Didn't work at all because obviously the nature of my creations just aren't suited to the average person. They're more for the quirky girlies, the quirky theys, the gays. I didn't get too discouraged because I did know that it was the area that I was selling stuff in, but I kept trying, kept hoping that this one would be better, and they just never were. But yeah, I thought there was an issue with my stock, and I thought if I'm going to keep doing these, I'm going to have to do more basic stuff. Like, people don't want cat beanies in my town centre, they just don't want it. I'm going to do something more normal. So I made just your normal beanie. I did a few of these. I did a red one as well, even though I don't like the colour red. I just did these to appeal to other people because I was just like, I want to try and sell stuff. I was appealing to a market that I didn't even intend to appeal to or in the first place. Like, I know people aren't going to pay this kind of, I was charging £15 for these, like, and people still didn't buy them, so I was a bit pissed. I was like, oh my god. These take me a while. £15 is like dirt cheap, completely undercharging, but people still didn't want them. So these people don't necessarily have the money to spend on, you know, stuff that's handmade. So those were kind of a waste of time, but that is where these beanies came from. Long story short. Anyway, I was scrolling through Instagram one day and I actually saw that the South Wales indie market had a space. And I thought, oh, you know what? I'll try again. And you might be thinking, again? I actually applied to South Wales indie market when they were first looking for tables and stalls, and got rejected. So, and I was like, fair enough. Like, I didn't blame them at all. I didn't have a very good Instagram, let's put it that way, or a website at all. So when I reapplied, I had a much better Instagram with professional photos taken by daisy chains. She made this necklace very pretty. I just looked a lot better and more professional. So I ended up getting a stall at South Wales Indie Market, which was held in Cardiff, where all these students are my target audience. I was buzzing. And I got there and I thought, I had zero expectations. I'd done three to five markets before where I've made like £2.50 tops. So I had like no expectations. I had a card machine for this one though, which did change things. Anyway, I ended up making loads of money. I ended up doing really well. I sold 5 crochet things. I sold prints, I sold badges, I just sold so much more than I thought I would, because it was in an area where my target audience was. And yeah, I took that as a massive lesson. And I'm kind of going on a tangent. I know that's a tangent, but I'm just saying if you're an artist and you're like in the same boat as me, you just gotta know your audience and you've got to go to places with your audience. Don't bother. Just don't even bother doing other stuff. I made these arm warmers, which were an absolute, they went down a treat. A lot of people are interested in these, so I am going to start selling a lot more soon in colours and variations, etc. If I could get it on with this I didn't think that through. Thank you for everyone who has shown interest. I'm going to be making a lot on my website soon. I don't know if they're going to be on my website by the time I upload this video, but if they are, I'll let you know. I did them in green and white as well. Lastly, we have these 2 cat beanies, which I'm over the moon with. I'm really so happy with how these turned out. They're 80% acrylic, 20% wool, so they are super, super, super soft. They are just so pretty. I love colour changing yarn. I think it's just the cutest thing ever. I'll go on about it all my life, all day. I just really like this. I'm really pleased with how it came out. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. This is the Hayfield Chunky. I also made one in blue, which is my personal favourite. I think they're both stunning, but I love them. I just love how different they feel as well. They're so much nicer to crochet with. I'm just going to go on for days before we finish off. That I'm hugely grateful for anyone who's shown me any kind of support, whether that be through likes, through comments, through saves on my TikToks, through visiting my website, through sharing my website, through buying something. I do a little happy dance whenever anyone buys something. Anyone who supported me, I don't say it enough. Thank you so much. It just means the world. It really does. Anyway, enough sappiness. This video has gone on long enough. That is everything I crocheted in 2022. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. It feels weird ending this video. What do YouTubers say? Like, comment, subscribe. That's about it. I'm gonna have to stop talking, like, right now. Okay, bye.